TheAppShelf. The chainsaw-wielding zombies and mysterious cast of Resident Evil 4 have seen their way to many different gaming platforms, including the GameCube, PlayStation 2, Nintendo Wii, and now the iPhone OS. Resident Evil 4 is known for its breathtaking cinematics, rich storyline, and innovative gameplay. Of course, the question that every fan is wondering is, how does the game hold up as an iPhone app? Unfortunately, the answer is somewhat of a mixed bag. There are two very different ways to view Resident Evil 4 Mobile Edition. The first approach looks at the game as an homage to the original, which, while not coming close to the caliber of its console counterpart, is, in its own right, a deep and impressive iPhone action-adventure shooter. The second viewpoint looks at the game as a weak and somewhat unfinished port that doesn't come close to utilizing the full potential of the iPhone platform. In this reviewer's opinion, both views hold merit. One major complaint is that instead of cinematics, the story is delivered via text and still images. This is particularly frustrating on a device meant to deliver great quality video. Why not just include the actual cutscenes from the original game? Another problem is the controls. Like the console version, players can walk, run, aim, shoot, and slash. Unfortunately, while allowing for an unprecedented amount of depth for an iPhone title, they still seem unnecessarily clunky, especially when switching between aiming and free movement. While I was able to eventually adjust to the controls, a simpler alternative would have been nice. Finally, most of the levels have been dramatically downsized. Most of these issues wouldn't be a problem if I didn't firmly believe that Capcom could have made a truer translation from the console to the iPhone version with relative ease, especially considering the app weighs in at a mere 37 megabytes. Many other premium apps weigh in at well over 100 megabytes. Personally, I think if Capcom was willing to put forth the effort, Resident Evil 4 Mobile Edition could have been a groundbreaking title for the iPhone OS, and at the very least, they could have given us the original cinematics. Now that the griping's out of the way, let's look at the other side of Resident Evil 4 Mobile Edition. The side that is a truly remarkable iPhone app that pushes the boundaries of iPhone shooters with tons of depth and content. Players take on the role of Leon Kennedy, a special agent working for the president and charged with rescuing his kidnapped daughter. There are two game modes to play through, Story Mode and Mercenary Mode. In Story Mode, players progress through 12 missions that uncover the main plotline of Resident Evil 4, in which players will find themselves facing familiar enemies, bosses, and challenges straight from the console version. Gameplay, while noticeably watered down, is still phenomenal for the iPhone. Leon can pick up and knock down ladders, climb on rooftops, shatter crates, and collect treasure. The weapons, items, and inventory systems all remain intact. Between levels, players can visit the mysterious weapons dealer to purchase new items and upgrade weapons. Mercenary Mode is a series of timed, single-stage survival missions. These repeatable missions synergize with Story Mode by letting you retain the cash you earn for use at the weapons dealer in Story Mode. All of these elements combine to make Resident Evil 4 Mobile Edition a deep and ambitious action-adventure shooter for iPhone, especially when set apart from the high standards of its console-based counterpart. Overall, I have a hard time recommending this app to individuals that have never experienced Resident Evil 4 on a console system because the iPhone version doesn't do justice to the original. The full version of Resident Evil 4 is a dark and twisted horror filled with suspense and action that provides a near movie-quality experience. The iPhone version manages to remove the cinematics, abridge the storyline, and shortchange the gameplay, trivializing the Resident Evil 4 experience for first-timers. That said, if you've already played the original or never intend to play the original, Resident Evil 4 Mobile Edition is definitely a must-buy. Final verdict, a hesitant love it. For a more in-depth Resident Evil 4 Mobile Edition review, check out www.theappshelf.com. This has been Matt with TheAppShelf.com.